This is Las Vegas Real Estate Now with local real estate expert Harvey Blankfeld.
Where we want to educate you about our market, empower you to make wise decisions, and help you engage with our expert contributors. What about reverse mortgages these days? We've seen a little bit more activity in that of late. And I think for the right person, it's a good product under the right circumstances.
It is. For me, my viewpoint is that it's a person who has, let's say, limited monthly income coming in. They're trying to make their money last as long as they can. They need to keep their obligations on a monthly basis as low as possible. That person can benefit from a reverse mortgage, but it's all about monthly cash flow.
Right.
Because you're avoiding the need to write a check for the mortgage every month.
You know, I don't want you to be swayed by the TV commercials, listeners. I want you to really investigate. Again, you hear me say this all the time. Pencil it out.
Yeah.
Make sure it works. And the reverse mortgages can be a very fine solution for some people. Like you said, they just want to generate a little income for themselves. It impacts their the equity position they have. They lose some of that equity in the property
it's a
over
more
time.
expensive loan than other things. Between normally if you had say 50% equity in your property, you wouldn't have any mortgage insurance to deal with. But on these reverse mortgages, you do. You're paying mortgage insurance, and that cost wouldn't exist in another kind of loan.
You have to be a certain age before you can even be considered.
62 years of age.
62 years of age. Now, that reverse mortgage can be formulated in a variety of ways, obviously.
Yes.
You could have no mortgage payment.
Yes, that's the core concept, right? Is you're not going to have a mortgage payment. You're still paying your taxes, your home insurance, your HOAs, your maintenance of the house. You're still responsible for all of that. But it can come in a couple different ways. One, if you owe money on the house, you can potentially still get a reverse mortgage. In general, you're going to ballpark it at about, the reverse mortgage will give you about 50% of the property value. That's a general rule of thumb. There's more specifics that come into it.
Right.
But this is...
So if you owe less than 50%, you could essentially not have to make a payment for that
you
forward.
could replace your existing mortgage with the reverse mortgage and live out the rest of your life in the house without
a mortgage payment.
Without a mortgage payment.
Okay,
Right.
got it.
And it's more common if you imagine a scenario where a consumer has spent their life. They've paid off their house. They owe no mortgage. They're now in retirement, and all they're having coming in is, let's say, their Social Security income. They've gotten this wealth tied up in the property. How do they get that out without giving themselves a monthly obligation that they can no longer afford because they're not working, right? So the reverse mortgage, originally the concept started there, and it was going to give you dollars to then live your life, right?
Right.
And there's a couple of different ways for the money to be paid to you. You could take a lump sum, some one-time payment. Here's this bulk of cash. Go live your life and dream on. You can set it up as a monthly distribution to you, similar to like a pension would be. It'd have a certain duration, whether that lasted 5 years, 10 years, depends on how much dollars you have and how much you want on a monthly basis, right? And then the third option is as a line of credit, actually.
Okay.
Where that you can tap that when you want it and leave it alone when you don't want it, right?
But every time you tap that, you're changing the principal balance of the mortgage, more or less.
Yes.
Actually, in essence, increasing the principal balance. Is that right? Am I reading that right?
Yeah, on the equity line version, that is true. And that works in the positive sense insofar as you are only paying interest on that loan based upon the amount you borrow.
Right.
So if you haven't used your full line, you're not paying interest on the full amount, as opposed to you taking a lump sum, getting all of it day one. You're paying interest from day one on the full balance.
You can even purchase a home with a reverse mortgage.
Reverse mortgage purchase absolutely can be done. I would caution anybody to know that there are certain specific steps that you have to do with a reverse mortgage purchase. The costs are shared differently between you and a seller than what's normal in our marketplace. So you got to work with an expert on that.
This has been Las Vegas Real Estate Now. Thanks for listening. And remember to tune in every Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. on 101.5 FM, 720 a.m. KDWN.